One man to have seen this mysterious monster is Barry Prescott.
I was driving north on Interstate 95, and as I passed over a bridge, I had a clear view of the river, and I saw something that I didn't immediately recognize. So I pulled up and backed up to get a better view, and what it was some animal, a huge animal, was surfacing, having run aground on a mud bank in the river, and it was temporarily stranded. So I had my next door neighbor with me, and we watched it for what turned out to be about 20 minutes. At first it just rested there, then within a short space of time it realized it was stuck, and it started to almost panic. And the thing was about 4 feet out of the water, a large triangular body. When we first saw it, it was brown, and then it became mud-colored with all the mud that it was churning up. It struggled very, very hard for 10 or 15 minutes with rests, and it appeared to have like paddle-shaped flippers on the front. It appeared to undulate when it was trying to get off the mud bank. There was no sideways wriggling at all. It was all undulating body movements and strong flipper attempts at propulsion. You know. I estimate it to be about 20 feet long with a thick neck and tail. It was the biggest thing I've ever seen in the water, and I have no idea what it was.
Barry knows these waters like the back of his hand. He was a commercial fisherman working the Altamaha River 6 or 7 days a week for many years.
Now, the waterways around here are absolutely teeming with alligators. They're absolutely everywhere. You don't think it could have possibly been a huge, huge alligator?
No, you know, I've seen thousands of alligators, and I've seen hundreds of manatees and sturgeon and all the big, even a whale and large sharks. And there was nothing about this that looked like anything I had ever seen except pictures of a Loch Ness Monster.
And that's how another witness, Mrs. Burt Young, describes the monster. She's lived on the banks of the river for 40 years. If anyone knows the secrets of the Altamaha, it's Mrs. Young.
I would say when I saw him, he was probably 6 or 8 feet long. And he just humped out of the water with the tail sticking up like a fan on the bottom of the end of the tail, and then there was the humps, and his head was up out of the water. Looked similar to a snake. I had never seen anything like it before, and haven't ever seen anything like it since.
Did you think this was the river monster that everyone had been talking about?
That's what came to my mind, that it was the river monster. The Altamaha, as they have referred to it.
The Altamaha River is one of the most precious wildlife reserves in America. It has an amazingly rich biodiversity.
Some people think the Altamaha is really a native animal, and it's just a case of mistaken identity.
But Donna Steward from the Georgia Natural History Museum Environmental Education Program isn't one of those people. She says it's a complete mystery.
What do you think it was? Do you think it's mammal, reptile, fish?
Well, honestly, when I first started researching this, I really thought it's a log floating in the water. People are seeing manatees coming in close, coming up the river, or sea turtles, alligators, of course. There's lots of alligators in this area. But the reports are so similar, and people have had time to really sit and look at this animal. Now I don't know if what they're seeing. It truly is a mystery.
Now this is an extinct ancient marine reptile, the mosasaur. Do you think that based on what you've read about the descriptions, are they similar?
Well, they describe a snake-shaped head and a long neck, which you don't really see with this animal here. So they do just talk about front flippers, but no rear flippers on the Altamaha, and a flat paddle-shaped tail.
Now, the way people describe it, to me it sounds like a reptile, but the only difference is that people are saying that it undulates in a vertical fashion, which is not reptilian-like.
No, it's more like it's coming up to breathe. And people have also seen it, though, surface and not hardly even leave a wake as it swims. So, again, you know, could it be a large sea turtle that just happened to come slightly inland? Again, a loggerhead sea turtle wouldn't be 25 foot long.
Do you think it could be a descendant of the plesiosaur?
It'd be an exciting thing if it was. It would be, you know, what a scientific discovery to find a true dinosaur still swimming around right here in Georgia. I would like to think it could be, and maybe in time somebody will get a really good look at it, you know, with a camera. But it's neat to think we could have our own Loch Ness monster here, you know, at the Altamaha River.